Flat Earth British, Martin speaking. Welcome people, welcome to my channel on what is the 12th of the 12th, 2018, or so they say. Welcome people, welcome all the newcomers. It is absolutely awesome to meet you, and you've all come to my channel and your minds are all blown, okay, and they're going to be a damn sight more blown after this post. Okay. We've got an excellent post for you today, people. Everything in this post will be awesome, mind-blowing from beginning to end. So do enjoy. Please subscribe, please share, and please support me in any way you possibly can. Okay? Or Flat Earth British is going to bring you the juice. Now, this weekend I will be bringing out the very important Greatest Story Never Told, Part 10. Understanding this important information, you will need to watch The Greatest Story Never Told, which I have summarized in a synopsis, which is available on my channel. Now, what we're going to be bringing out in The Greatest Story Never Told, nobody on Earth knows, and we're going to be sharing it with you with a massive load of weight, just in case you have any doubts about what we're saying. Okay, sound good? Okay, well, to see this history changing moment again, please subscribe to my channel, Flat Earth British. Come back, okay, click that bell. Not that it works, but it's worth a try. They will try and stem the flow, so let's basically just go beyond that, okay? Just punch through, okay? Punch through the wall. So, information. We've got a lot. I'm going to waste your time. I'm going to be premiering this later, so you can presume that I'm there with you now, guys, in chat. Okay, we can talk. You can ask questions. I'm there. I'm one of you. Okay. So, what we're going to look at in this post is the very real prospect that medieval knights, okay, in armour, were actually using electromagnetic weaponry and not just normal swords and melee weapons. Okay, now there is evidence, very persuasive, to say that this is so. We've proved, beyond a shadow of a doubt, on the Great Story and Never Told, in my opinion, that they are definitely, this is what is going on. It is all about the fasces with these people. Okay, it's what it's been all along, guys, and it is encoded, and now we know. Okay, and I will show you a lot more of this evidence in this vlog. We're going to be looking at some mind-blowing mappage, okay, divine mappage, old world, and I'm going to introduce some of my subscribers who are absolutely beside themselves with the discovery of the greatest empire ever known, which apparently wasn't the British Empire at all, which is apparently Tartaria. Okay, I will introduce you to Tartaria. I've got lots on it, okay, and I will show you a map, very rare, not been seen, and I will show you a book. It will give you their opulence and what they are like. Do you want to see? Yeah, I thought you might. And we are going to share thoughts, and we are going to get through to the end, to the best, brilliantest images that have been collected with an important messaging on. And a document that was passed to me this morning, okay, I take it that it's not top secret, but it's a CIA document from their library, and it states that they it's actually an hypothesis where they're using electromagnetic wave frequency to mind control us, or at least in this document the very real prospect of carrying it out. Do you want to see? I thought you might. Everything in this post from beginning to end will be mind-blowing. Okay, so do enjoy. Spread the word, and I will be back this weekend with the greatest story never told, and more besides. Okay, coming up. I have my video 1000, which will be up basically in a week, next week sometime, and I'm going to have the best show. Okay, be a seminal moment this year on the Truther community. You are going to love it. So look forward to it. I haven't actually initiated in my mind what I'm going to be doing yet, but I can assure you it will be legendary. Okay? Now, information, let's get stuck in. Now, relax, Martin. Okay. Along the way, in this video, we're going to have a little psychic game. Okay, connected with our CIA document, and see if there's any truth in any of it. Okay, like I say, people, we do things a little bit different around here. I'm aware of YouTube rules and the way things are supposed to be done. I've seen YouTube tutorials and I play it. Now, peace and love to you all. Enjoy your time here. Okay, somebody wanted me down there, so they were complaining because I wasn't on eye level, but like, I'm a creature of habit and I quite like it there. Anyway, somebody sent me in this selfie. They are watching my video, and they took a selfie, and this is what they said. Yeah, oh, no, sorry. Yeah, well, we're going to freak you out a lot more by the end of this post. Okay. Somebody else watched The Greatest Story Never Told. He said, I think I understand what you're saying, and I'm going to send you a graphic. I made a model of what you said, and no, it's not that at all. Sorry, no, you got it wrong. I said a pyramid on Mount Meru, okay, not the whole thing. No. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to think outside of the box in this video. Okay, the very, very real prospect of medieval battlefields being futuristic electromagnetic weaponry, better than anything they've got now. Okay, check it out. I'm going to start here with a very famous battle. Whether it really happened is to be determined, but we're going to go with it. It's the Battle of Agincourt, 1450 AD. Now, I don't go with this time because I believe they've added, the controllers have added 1,000 years, possibly 1,300 years, possibly more, and our calendar is not 2,000 years old. Okay, we haven't been here very long, and we're in very narrow windows of time. So let's just go with the official narrative of the Battle of Agincourt with Henry V, which is covered in Shakespeare's play Henry V. Okay, once more into the breach, dear friends. What determines this battle more than any other is its mud, where they are in a quagmire and they are drowning literally in mud. Okay, they're at the Somme, exactly the same place as the First World War battle, in exactly the same fields, no less, and they get bogged down. Now, a very small English force beats a very, very large French force. I think they were outnumbered something like 6-1. They put it down to the long bow. But one thing definitely defines this battle is the amount of French soldiers which fell in the mud. They had pointy helmets on, they got stuck in the mud, gloopy mud, and they couldn't get out and they drowned. Now, here's my problem with knights, okay? If you look into the age of chivalry, which I have, I've covered it on my channel, it is preposterous. This is not happening. The age of chivalry is insanity. Now, you do not, if you're a nobleman, this is what you have to do. You have to buy your armour and the chainmail to go underneath it, okay, and the weaponry. You have to hire 2 men to get the armour on you. You possibly have to hire another 2 men and wait for it, a gantry, as in a crane, to lift you up onto your horse, which is also covered in armour and chainmail. So if you fall off your horse, you will not be able to get back up on your horse and you will die. Does that make sense? Does it make sense that to be a knight you have to carry a team of people around with you to get your kit on and off? Now, does it make sense that if you try to jab with this sword into this panels of metal overlaid and underneath a tight net of chainmail, would it go through? Well, no, they don't actually, and you could slice them and they just dent them. So they're really, really good for sword blows, but if you think about it, they are completely really awesome for sword blows, so they are definitely for something else. Okay, otherwise nobody would ever die on the battlefield because they would just all be jabbing one another and no one would ever fall. Okay. It makes no sense. So I'm suggesting, which we know now anyway, that this mace thing that he got in his hand, for example, and these swords that they use are actually more tasers, more electrocuting, or even an electromagnetic pulse. Now, the rain could have been caused by Wilhelm Reich organ technology, organ pipes making it rain, which is very possible because I believe this is what they were doing on the First World War, and they were protecting themselves with chainmail and armour. So is there any evidence for what Martin is saying about all of this caper with armour and knights? Yes, and more besides. Now this was passed to me, quite mind-blowing, not this, the next one. So this is the conventional medieval knight's armour. As you can see, they got a breastplate, it covers all. So it's essentially a Faraday cage, isn't it? And I will show you now. So this was passed to me, excuse me. Society X, Knight in Shining Armour 2.0 is EMF protection clothing for the new chainmail armour of the 21st century. Check this out, people. They're using it now. Okay, check this out. So it's 100% that they were using it back then. They're just telling you right here. The government openly announced their interest in EMF weaponry, and cities throughout the world bathed in electro smog. Will EMF protective clothing be the new body armour of the chainmail of the 21st century? And there it is. Okay, chainmail was invented to prevent penetration of sharp objects such as swords, which I just talked about, as well as to absorb a blow, which I just talked about. Electromagnetic frequency protection clothing deflects invisible silent blows from electromagnetic radiation, like a fasces. And an EMF face shield is an updated version of a knight's visor. Think about the faceless knight. His armour's there, but where's his organic body gone? EMF head nets are a combination of a veil and a helmet to provide all-around head protection. So this is this day and age, and this is the knights. They are using electromagnetic protection. Gauntlet is Faraday fingers comparison. So this is a gauntlet of a knight and your Faraday protection of today. Any doubts? Conductive socks, or the Sabaton comparison. So there they are in the knight's day, and there's the Faraday conductive socks of the modern era. It goes on. 9th century German chainmail, Eastern riveted armour hood, EMF protective hoods. It's chainmail hoods as well. And they definitely had them. And what about this? Knights in shiny armour, go anywhere, RF shields in disposable ponchos. And the old tinfoil hat. We don't like Joaquin Phoenix, we believe he's a bad person. I do anyway. Tinfoil hat 1.0, synonymous with moon battery, and an accusation of being tinfoil hat wearing is common repose used to degrade the fringe researcher who is questioning the status quo. thinking outside of that box, and the paths of progress governments and universities and societies are taking make them look foolish. I'm not going to read on because the rest of it is concerning cyclists, outlandish headgear, there you go, and chainmail of the modern day. Okay, and Orgonite. Now, I know one of my subscribers, I think it's Jaxie, I think she said she got Orgonite all around her room, or all around her house, so really awesome. So Orgonite is said to have beneficial properties, including healing, heightening consciousness, tuning negative energy into positive, purifying the atmosphere, and detoxifying water. It is also said to migrate the harmful effects of EMF radiation. I showed you one of these on A Greatest Story Never Told. Okay, so Orgonite gadgets will limit the electromagnetic radiation, people, okay? Or also lead paint. Now, there's no accident that they took lead paint away from our walls, and they said it gave us all brain disease and tumours. I had lead paint on my wall right through childhood, people. This is just not a reality. I think they removed lead paint because I believed it was blocking electromagnetic waves, is what I believe. So yeah, they're using them in the modern day. I think it's pretty much safe to presume from what I've just read, and more evidence here, that if they got chainmail in the past to protect, they got them now as well. So the electromagnetic protection function of woven fabrics and metallic yarns. This link is about. Read it for yourself. It's literally a massive science in electromagnetic protection, okay, and yarns, and it's chain mail. Okay, so this is in 1600s. I've posted about this many times. It's a famous depiction of a fair in Nuremberg, the Nuremberger. Excuse me. Let's bring it up. Which I've posted about many times. In fact, many truthers have. Let me clear this. If it's clear, if it bloody does, which it doesn't appear to be. Anyway, so what you find is they are playing with electric in the 1600s. Don't get me wrong, there are fireworks, but these men have got quilted coats on, quilted jackets. I believe they used to be Faraday or chainmail, like I just showed you. They are literally got electromagnetic sparks coming out with their swords. This is the 1600s, people. So I believe that swords are doing this, rather than the suggestion that you stabby with a sword or hacky on the medieval battlefields. You know, they do really like to brainwash us with this, don't they, people? So as you can see, this castle has been set up with multi-fireworks, giant Catherine wheels, whatever this is. I just suppose it's a Catherine wheel. People flying through the air, and it's a massive electrical firework pyrotechnic extravaganza. And here they are. You see, excuse me, just by here, if you can, just below my box here, there's a sort of central column, and there's actually a guy, and he rips up here, and it's like electrically, but as you can see, the sparks are coming out of it, and they're just coming off of their swords. So you can see, and these two, you can see beyond the shadow of a doubt, people, these are not fireworks, they are electromagnetic devices. And these guys have got like Faraday's jackets on, okay? And this is in the 1600s, so I think it's safe to presume that if they had them in the apparent 14th century, that 200 years later, I got pictures of them being used to great success in Nuremberg. Here's the central thing here. See it? There's literally a guy comes down this end, and he's like up there and up here, and he's got lightning coming off him. So it's been shown quite a bit. So they're still using swords with electromagnetics. So okay, these EMF weapons in the medieval era. Proof. And there. Okay, so they are using them. And this, I want to look over again. I looked over it a month or so ago, but there are thousands more of you, and now, since new discoveries, this makes a lot more sense. Allegorical arts, people. is all defining our reset system, the place where we live, and the methods for resetting this place. But what this will show, this is on my post, Sinister Skull and Crossbones Privileges, and it's a reset depiction. It's completely electromagnetic, so they are showing you the plasma discharge events, the eagle with his wings open. If you don't understand, this means an active charge. Okay, watch The Greatest Nerd He Never Told and all will make sense. Out of the controllers, and at the top, we'll start from the pyramid at the top. So you get a lizard's hands with talons, a lizard's hands, the devil. Okay, and the all-seeing eye, right, get on the top of the pyramid. They see us, we don't see them. Okay, and out of the all-seeing eye is a plasma discharge event. The owl, we know about the owl, watch The Greatest Story Never Told, and it resets everything. Everyone is dead and poisoned. But then I noticed this. Do you notice anything on all of these depictions that I've been showing you, including Melancholia? This here, they are all blindfolded. And the snakes, the serpents that are attacking them, are they really attacking them, or are we looking for an analogy for that parasitical invasion? Because they're biting them and they're torturing them and they're trying to get in, or is it a reference for an active charge? They got blindfolds on. Why are they blind? Is it the white light of a nuclear blast that has made them blind? Or is it the effects of the electromagnetic smog that they were just talking about, and these are in fact maybe protectionary? The Skull and Crossbones, they're not doing too good either, so any like sort of people who think they're in power, who are watching and thinking that when it all goes tits up that they're going to be okay, they're actually not doing all that well, but they get a bit more than the average Joe, that's for sure. Here they come, they're still, why are they all on crutches, why are they all messed up when they're the elites? Is because this is Survivor times, but they're doing a damn sight better than George Ordinary. Okay, now the Gorgon rips through the floor, and I think the snakes on the Gorgon's head and the snakes held like a fascist active charge. The snake means that it's happened. The active charge has happened. Okay, everything is electromagnetically charged. This man, his clothes have been shredded from his body. Okay, and the Gorgon, who dishes out whatever food, has got snakes in his head. The Skull and Crossbones certainly no, and it's all reset in the background, people. And this skeleton here, not sure what he's got on his shirt. He seems to be alive. He's got a dagger and a list, so it's all allegory for electromagnetic weaponry, microwave technology, people, right there. Yeah, they're using them alright. Now, this is mind-blowing. I don't want to read it all. I'm going to pass it to you, the link. Look at it for yourself. I will cover what I find mind-blowing, all of it actually. But it's apparently an analysis and assessment of the gateway process. And it was issued on the 9th of June 1983 from the Department of the Military US Operational Group, and it's to the commander of the US Army Operational Group, Fort Meade. Okay. You've tasked me with providing an assessment of the gateway experience in terms of its mechanics and ultimate practicality. As I set out to fulfill that task, it soon became clear that in order to assess the validity of practicality of this process, I need to do enough supporting research and analysis to fully understand how and why the process works. Frankly, sir, that provided to be an extremely involved and difficult process. So what he's looking into is the work of this Isaac Bentov. Okay, and his work in but quantum consciousness, quantum mechanics is talking about, which could be referred to as quantum consciousness, but they do talk about spooky action at a distance, which I think is psychicness, and I'll talk about that a little bit in a minute. So he talks about the works of Neil Bohr, bullshit, stuff like that. Okay, paradoxes, etc. So he's trying to make sense of this study by this geezer. And check this out. In order to describe the Monroe Institute's technique for achieving altered states of consciousness, the gateway experience, involving brain hemisphere synchronization, or hemisync, the most effective way to begin is to briefly profile the basic mechanics which underlie operation of related methods such as hypnosis, transcendental meditation, and biofeedback. It is easiest and effectively to describe the gateway is by beginning with a short description of those associated with the techniques that share some of the common aspects with the gateway experience, but which are nevertheless different. In this way, we can provide a frame of reference at outset that will provide useful concepts to explain and understand gateway and comparison as we proceed. Now, what it's about is tapping into the human consciousness using techniques when we're asleep, electromagnetic waves, and it shows you quite a bit. Okay, I can't read it all because it's too much. There's a hypothesis here. According to the theories of psychologist Ronald Stone, the biomedical engineering model of Isaac Bentov, hypothesis is basically the technique which permits acquisition of direct access to the sensory motor cortex and pleasure centers and lower cerebral emotional portions. Access pleasure centers, stimulating screening function of the left hemisphere of the brain. The left hemisphere of the brain, component of the mind. Now, what they talk about, if I just move on, because as I said, I want to read it all. They go on about transcendental meditation. They give you maps of the human mind, the hippocampus, where the memory is stored, etc., and how this technology is carried out. Okay, and I thought this was the most mind-blowing bit of the whole thing. Here. Although normally a period of meditation involving intense concentration is practiced for 5 years, or some is required to bring up Kundalini, Bentov states that exposure to mechanical or acoustical vibrations in the range of 4 to 7 hertz per cycle per second for protracted periods may achieve the same effect. Now, what they're talking about is mind control. Okay, and it goes into our sleep. Okay, Kundalini psychosis or transcendent states that they are standing acoustic waves are the result of altered rhythms of heart sounds, which are occasionally prolonged by the practice of meditation. This is why they want everyone to meditate. You know, the New Earth sort of mentality. You do not know. Now, I'm not going with everything in this. As I said, it goes on about like a lot of Bohr's work and a lot of quantum mechanics, but I got down to 20. Lamp versus laser. Okay, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Flashes of light, video in your mind with mind control, like Clockwork Orange. Frequency lowering response, brainwave monitoring, paranormal talks about a lot of paranormal experience too. Role of resonance. However, brain coherence through entertainment to beat frequencies introduced via stereo headphones is only a part of the reason why gateway system works. So they're putting it in your brain through a Walkman. It's also designed to achieve physical quietude, characteristic of deep transcendental meditationary states, which bring about a complete alteration of the fundamental resonance pattern associated with sound frequencies produced by the human body. Yoga, Zen or transcendental meditation, if practiced long enough, will produce a change in the sound frequency, which can change in the sound frequency, which the human heart resonates through the entire body. But as I said, I got to 20 and it dealt with spooky action, which I believe is psychicness. Now, if you know about the work of Rupert Sheldrake, dogs know when their owners are going to leave work, and it's been put to the test by throwing them off, by putting them, the owners coming home from work at dinner hour, and the dog will still know. So psychicness, I know, exists. I'm going to put that to the test right now. Brain simulation, now, as I said, is quite a big hypothesis and study. Energy entertainment, okay, this is a biggie. Now, this is quite a mind-blowing document, people. Please read it and be aware. Consciousness and energy. Okay, this is quite a big. Look at this, where it tells you the hertz. Look, energy field vibrates at the heart at a rate of 10 to the 9 square hertz, and live human cell vibrates at approximately 10 to 3 hertz. They make to the point that they are made his entire human being brain consciousness, and they're doing something to sync us. They are definitely downloading our information at night. Holograms. This is mind-blowing stuff. 13. The part to encode the whole. So this is holographic sort of theory, I take it, but they include spacing. Bullshit in this. The consciousness matrix. Okay, I've actually read some Carl Bribram. No, I know where they're working from, and they got it all wrong. Brain in face. So there's a lot of stuff put in this, people, which is not really a reality, and it's from the military as well. So they want people to pick up on this. So there you are. Look at this. The left hemisphere grid acts like the human mind's computer software to reduce input from right hemisphere to verbal symbols and concepts, which they know. Okay, they use neural linguistic programming on our ass to a very great extent, predictive programming, all the rest. Right hemisphere consciousness grid reduces 3 dimensions holographic image to 2 dimensions. Go for, I can't read that because it's gone. So they map the mind and they know how to implant. So this whole book is about CIA mind control using vibrational quality, entertainment. So they got time travel dimensionary there. So do I think time travel is even possible? Not through science. Not through science, no. Us, no, we're different. Okay, maybe some very highly enlightened ascended master somewhere in Tibet can project himself in 2 places at the same time, in 2 points of time at the same time, or even in the past. Do we determine our past, or what happened in the past, right now in the future? Are we writing the past right now? So, absolute to infinity. Now, this 10 talks about spooky action at a distance, which is, they say, no matter which side of the universe, the subatomic particle, once stimulated, the other will, have exactly the same action, no matter where it is. Now, I think that they're interpreting everything wrong, but I do think the concept is real. Spooky action at a distance, I really do. I've had too much happen in my life, people, and I'm really tuned in, and I can honestly say that we are psychic. Okay, there's more going on. Is it the morphic field? I do not know, but I know all of us are connected. We are all actually just one creature, one net, one web. Us, all us. People don't like that. They're going to have to get over it, I'm afraid. So it goes into the work of dimensional physics, Mentov, special study on out-of-body experience. So absolutes in perspective. So I bet you're all dying to read all of this. From Big Bang to torus. So we don't go with Big Bang, it's beep beep. I'm very interested in the torus bit. So I'm talking egg shapes and black holes. So it is coming from science. The place of time. So quasars, oh god. And they've got a universe which is exactly, their universe is exactly our model. It's two toruses with the inertial flat plane. Isn't that curious how they would turn their model, and it's actually virtually accurate to the double torus inertial flat plane model, which is right. Sterilization rendering a simple torus, which is looked into by the military. Consciousness and perspective. So they're going off now into the galactical nonsense, insanity. So it's a gateway method there, people. And how they carry it out. Did it happen? And hemi-sync introduced, which is them sinking into your consciousness. Okay, active techniques. Having reached focus 10, the participant is now ready to endeavour to achieve a state of sufficiency, expanding awareness and begin actually interacting with dimensions beyond those associated with his experience of physical reality. This state is called Focus 12 and involves consciousness efforts of his part. What am I reading? Efforts of his part, while additional forms of pink and white noise enter the sound stream being directed into his ears from the gateway tape. Once the participant is achieved a state of greatly expanded awareness, he is ready to become employed in a series of specific techniques or tools as the Monroe Institute practices. Now, I've seen experiments in the Monroe Institute where they get, completely innocent people to electrocute other completely innocent people just by a command. It's on YouTube. So these are probably the same sort of experiments. Use feedback of value of promoting self-discovery and personal growth, and the specific techniques involving describes individuality below. Problem solving, so patterning, so remote viewing. In addition, the energy bar tool is used as a portal for initiating the following on technique called remote viewing. In this context, the participant turns his bar of energy into a whirlwind vortex through which he sends his imagination in search of new and illuminating insights. The apparent purpose of the symbolism involved in the vortex seems to be a clue of the subconscious and convey it to instructions as to what the participant wishes to do in terms of non-verbal symbols, which are the right hemisphere of the mind capable of understanding. Putting your mind in a vortex, travelling to the past. So yeah, out-of-body experience. So there's a lot of stuff in here that's right out there. The role of REM sleep. Wow. So it's a big read, people. I'm going to link it up. It'll be below in the descriptions, notes for this box. I'm sure it's going to blow your head off tonight reading that little bit. And it goes into better button sex as well, which I just mentioned, oral sex, which I got quite a bit of respect for. I've witnessed quite a bit of stuff in my life, and I know these people can definitely carry this stuff out. Something to do with the place where they live. I believe the veil's thinner, and I believe you can get these unlocks better. And the conclusion there. Should we read the conclusion? Begin by using gateway hemisync tapes to achieve enhanced brain focus and induce hemisphere synchronization. B. Then add strong REM sleep frequencies to induce brainwave quintessence and deep physical relaxation. C. Provide hypnotic suggestion designed to enable the individual to induce deep autotherapeutic state at will. Use auto-hypnotic suggestion to attain much enhanced focus of concentration, motivation, and rapid progressing through Focus 12 exercises. So there's nothing too nefarious here, except for time, expansion of the mind. It's what they're putting in, though, isn't it? So it goes on. So the Gateway Project, Bentoff's, and there's all of the biographies there. So there's a lot of links to trace this stuff up. So Altered State of Consciousness by the CIA passed to me this morning. Thank you for that, love. Wow. Like I said, people, flat Earth British, we like to blow minds. So yeah, it didn't state it was a top secret document. Okay. No, it doesn't. There's no secrets there, is there? Most of that's known. Did you know all of that? Yeah, I did. Like, literally knew all of that. Ingo Swann was one of the greatest remote viewers in history, and he died a year or two ago, but I respect old Ingo Swann. So this is an old map that I have found, and it's a stunner because it shows you this ginormous land all the way up as far as Central America and as far up as Western Africa. So this thing is absolutely huge, this landmass, and in the center you have 4 continents. Okay, so let's mag in a bit and have a look at this map and what they show us. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe there. And we got Tartaria Magna, Tartara Magna, Scacia, India. So Tartaria's over this way a bit. Towards Europe. This is an old map, and it's definitely showing lands up north and something bigger in the middle. So this continent is coming up as far as the Tropic of Cancer. Are we looking at a pre-flood map here, people? It all looks different. Look how Britain doesn't look like that, does it? So I can appreciate this bad cartography, but who knows? So a lot of cool symbology going on as well. And an old Azimuthal heart map. Oh, Randy, you're gonna love that, I bet, mate. Randy loves a good heart map. So there's that one. I'm gonna move on. 20 to 8 now. This will be up later. And please, if you are in chat now, feel free to have a chat with me, ask me any questions about anything, and please do like this video and subscribe and everything else, whatever you do on YouTube. Right, Tartaria, I'm going to introduce you peeps to now. Some people say that all of this architecture you see all over the world is attributed to this great Tartaria. Indeed, they were absolutely the hugest culture of modern times, which has been completely covered up. So this is a reality. I have looked into a book called John Strew's. He goes across the world, and everywhere he goes is in the aftermath of ruin, and he paints a pretty bleak picture of a lot of tribes of this continent. He's saying that they're iffy, they're dodgy. But that's not the whole story, because this is a very big place, and as we know, the East India Company are brainwashers and liars and evil. So we're not going to go with that. So we're going to have a look at Great Tartaria. This is a map from Pierre van der Haar 733 map, and it is Grand Tartaria and all its provinces, and it is a hell of a big place. Okay, from Nova Zelima in the north, which looks completely wrong. It should be going that way, north, Okay, all the way up to Scandinavia. We have Europe, Muscovy, and this is a very old map. And as you can see, you got Tartaria, China, and there are different types of Tartarians. You got the Tartarian Independence, and it's in Turkestan, which it's the greater power. So when you were in school, did you get taught that in the near past, as recent as 1733, that there was this great Tartaria all over Asia, and Muscovites? You got Tartaria, Muscovites. You got the two. So it's very possible that they were in cahoots, just as John Struve's suggested. He said that the Tartarians at this period, when John Struve's book was written, which I can link you with, that the Tartarians are under the rule of the Muscovites. So let's move on, and I can show you what exactly these people look like. So this is the Tartarian emperors, Chinese Tartarian emperors, magnificence. Okay, there he is. So they have good stuff. I haven't spotted any star forts, however, only up in the north, near towards Russia, near towards sort of Muscovy, and they have the active charge. So they have tech, obelisks, they have antiquitech, the wobbly columns, they have technology. Okay, so that is your Tartarians. They have good stuff. Okay. Oh, that's Brazilians. They, for some reason, there's across the world, even in Tartaria, great parts of everywhere. This is Brazil. You got everyone boiling up people there, and they're cutting up people. All right, guys. Yeah, and look where they're serving it up. The Strange Meat Cafe, and look who's in there. Yeah, you can see, just giving them strange meat. So the Westerners, even though they got money and stuff, and they're going wrecking everywhere and nicking everything, stealing everything, they still got a taste for strange meat. What's with that, people? So this book is like towards the end. There's a lot of it, and it'll give you a good insight into the old world, which is in these books. Mind-blowing. You get a lot of strange things going on, as you can see. That's the Tartarians doing something and going upriver. So these are Tartarians on little conicals, and this is used in Wales too, in my country, a little boat. And a load of melee weapons, and something they're doing to somebody. They look white. And what we got here is this strange implements. This is a Tartarian again. Tartarian Tari da Nigaris. So there they are. There's your Tartarians of the Far East. They got some good stuff, as you can see, and a lot of antiquitech. So this is the Dutch went to visit, and they had a fire, a fjord, the artificial. So they had artificial fire, which is fireworks, but they use electrical stuff as well, which they regard to. So this is in Tartaria. Look at the size of this. Okay, and same as what you witnessed in Nuremberg in the 1600s. They're doing exactly the same thing here in their artificial fire exposition. They're using rods with sparks coming out here, 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 and here. Okay, you see? So they're doing, and they appear to have Faraday suits on as well. So in Tartaria as well, they're using exactly the same technology as the First World War, the Battle of Agincourt, California today, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And anything that you thought was a weapon of mass destruction was in fact this all along. And how they hid it so well, all in plain sight. So that's pretty shit art, again, using electromagnetic stuff. So they worship strangeness as well. Instruments. So it's the panpipes again. So we've got sound, trumpets, drum. Okay, and the cooking of human beings, obviously, because, as I said, a lot of these books concerning this part of the world, everybody's chowing down on human. Why? Some are done and dated, but they got antiquitech. This is for gathering electrostatic charge. This is not for decoration. It's not bells on top of the belfry or on top of the spire just for looks and aesthetics, people. They're gadgetry. So they have opulence, they have money, but they need to chow down. Is this the Great Wall? And what was the Great Wall really for? We'll look at it in a minute. This is the Caucasus, and there's a giant wall in the Caucasus. There's a giant wall. And it is not the Great Wall of China, people. Because that is not China, that's the Caucasus. Isn't that unusual? Did you know about that Great Wall? And all these cities, they're all gone from us now. Wow. What you discover every vlog, Martin. And I haven't seen that. So let's have a look at Tartaria in the lead Vanderhaar Atlas. Everyone getting drunk and eating more strange meat, as you do when you're in this part of the world, or anywhere. You can be South America, Tartaria. They worship strange deities which look like the devil. Is he alive? Is he real? Because he's looking straight flipping at us, people. And they are basically stirring up a pot with what looks like a crucifix. Now why would that be? Why would that be? Like I said, people, you know, they got stuff. They just, from what I've studied by endless books, I'm just like waiting to discover some kindness. So we got a star footage in 1733, made of wood, but the same style. So here he is, the idols, and it's the, oh sure, but check it out anyway. Let's have a look. So we have armor for protection. And they're beating everyone up. Get out of the way. Here's our king, because he's so nice and loving. He's a giant. He's a giant. The king's a giant, people. So it's a Tartarian emperor's a king. Look. This guy's on a horse. This guy's huge. So the Tartarian king is a giant. They're all giants. He's a giant. The Tartarians' kings are giants. And some destruction. What's he? He's got a cross on his head. Steel hat. Probably tech. Oh, antiquitech device. Yet this is all wooden and crap. This is later. Antiquitech. Energy gathering. A big mudden hill. And someone outside a muddy church. There's a big pile of mud. Looks like she's going to be getting the old scepter. Zzz. Wow, the Tartarian emperor is a giant, and they're battering people just like what they did with Genghis Khan. So that's the end of it. I've got plenty in there for you to have a look at. In case you're new to Tartaria, check the evidence out. They did 100% exist. They 100% were this massive civilization, but they have strange habits, as you can see, and I can't imagine what really is going on, if I'm honest with you, people. I don't know how they could keep this out of the history books, that there was this great civilization, probably in America too, is beyond me. How? But it's there. It's there for us to look at. Look at it. Let's have a little look. So this is Holland, and going to Peking. So this is the Dutch when they arrive, and they see all of this unbelievable technology. Okay, this is China to Tartaria, Far East. So, who's building the Roman viaducts then, people? Wow. Stunning. So, somebody's building viaducts in 1733, and it's not the Romans. CC, what's that? Oh yeah, this is when they bring the globe and everything to the Tartarian Emperor, but he's totally unimpressed. He sends it out, he doesn't want it, and all this other stuff, you'll see. So double eagle, double griffins opposing, we know what that means. And there he is, the king. And they're bringing goods in to butter him up. Bit of, he's got nice architecture. So they got good stuff. Look, very good stuff. Okay, and all the gifts brought by the Dutch before they start chewing down on their natives. I think they might be offered though, I don't even know what's going on. So a good procession in the mud, as you can see, to welcome the Dutch to what will become part of it, the Dutch East Indies, or Vietnam, or parts of East Asia. And there's the locals. Okay, but it goes into some detail, but I want to move on. So I'll be linking this and get your introduction through the lead atlases. Here's some Jesuits. Or are they? Does it say femmes? Yeah, they're apparently Oriental ladies, and they're white. And that one's got sort of Chinese eyes. The others don't look like them. Spot of farming, spot of archery. Okay, okay, we dig that. Okay, we move on. And their headwear. Let's have a look at their headwear. All metal, no doubt. Metal, metal, metal. So their tinfoil hat wearing stuff of the day. Very interesting stuff. So yeah, I'll be linking this as well. So let's move on, if I can. They use rockets as well. They use artillery, but I have shown that bit before, but not the end. So okay, now half time. So if you want to go make a cup of tea, it's 8 o'clock UK time. This will be about 10 o'clock tonight, and I'll be there with you. But I need to move along. So more. So I don't want this 2-hour video. See, now this is a map that I discovered again. Okay, and it's got some pretty crazy anomalies, which I'll show you now. Okay, now it's a map of Southeast Asia, but there's lands that I've never seen. I don't know what's going on. Okay, as you'll see now. Right. So we got India. So I'm thinking this is a pre-flood map. Okay, I'll tell you why now. So you got India, you got China. Okay, everything, the writing is upside down, so it's like a south is up perspective, an upside down map. And Java, okay, Java's an island, we know. Then what is connected to Java exactly? And what's this here? And what's that there? They're not supposed to be there. This is the Indian Ocean. The Seychelles and the Maldives. We'll have them. They're there. What about this here? And what about this island here? And what about this huge, huge landmass that is just separated from Java by a river? And it's there. So any idea what we're looking at, people? Because it's not there anymore. Obviously Australia is down that way, but it's not up in the, you know, the Philippines. What are we looking at, people? What are we looking at? There's even America over here. Blew my mind when I saw it. I thought, what the hell? So the Pacific is like just this narrow strait, and you got that over there. What does this say? Excuse me. It's awesome we discovered with Flat Earth British. It says Zipangrigi, and it's a landmass, and it's in the Pacific, huge, and it's east of China, so it's not America because it's too narrow, the Pacific, and you got this humongous, with names, place names, landmass, and it's made by the British Maritime. Why are they cartography in landmasses that don't exist anymore? So I think we might have discovered an old world map, and these are slipping out ever so much more these days. Okay, that's what I think. So I'll link you that. Do enjoy it. And if anyone knows what's going on, let me know. With any of this, actually. Okay, so we're going to have a little quiz now. Okay, no, I read you that CIA thing about what they can do with their knowledge of this place and the idea of using it against us. They only have half the story. These are absolutely beautiful maps, which I'll show you now. I think they're old world, names I don't recognise, creatures I don't recognise, peoples I don't recognise, and we'll have a look now. Okay, universe, cosmos, and it shows a green, beautiful Africa. Right, there's something in this box. Can you hear that? Okay, now I'm going to send a psychic signal to you all now in chat. Okay, and you have to guess what is in the box. Now I'm going to send it, and after 10 seconds, write in this chat feed now for this video what you think is in this box, and I'm there with you and I will answer for you which one has got it right. What is in the box? Okay, it's 10 seconds. I'll ask you when I see you later. Now, I don't want to go through all these. They've shown them once maybe before, a long time ago, but not these ones exactly anyway. So they are beautiful colour, and they show a world that doesn't exist, mountain ranges that don't exist. So looking for yourself, I'm thinking we're looking at all world maps. You've got the Barbary Coast, and you've got the Alps, and you've got Denmark, and you've got fairy tale castles everywhere, but no star footage on this map. Just fairy tale castles everywhere on these maps. So they give you a little write-up, which I'm going to give to you, but I want to show you Africa. For some reason, there's a mountain range that doesn't exist, and there is. So that's around the Black Sea, coming up to Tartaria. And I will show you now what I mean. So you're Spain. And some of the places go upside down. There's a great big civilization there in Spain. And you get down into Africa, and you get African beasties for sure. But you don't get like Africans at all, which is really strange. You get them white baldy dudes as well showing up, and in Southeast Asia, and they shouldn't really be in America and in all these hot countries. They shouldn't be white and bald and looking like that. Okay, and you have all these fairy tale castles all over Africa, North Africa, my guys, Libya. What are they doing there? What's the mountain range doing there? And where are they now? Just goes on. It's an amazing map. I will hand it to you. Scrutinise it yourself, and it is loads of clues. Here we go, Africa again. It's just crazy. There's just fairy tale castles everywhere. There's no pyramids. They don't exist. But look at the colour on these. Absolutely stunning. I know somebody posted about these strange symbols. Some of them show the place where we live, got the fleur-de-lis and this intertwining thing. I think they all mean something. They look like portals. So they're Africans. They look like Africans. So they're living out on the pastures, but for some reason, there's Antiquitech fairy tale castles in Africa. Who knew? Who's building them? Some civilization we know nothing about. And also it's all green, and now it's dust, isn't it? Because I've explained to you on A Great Story Never Told, if you watch it, that they turned the place to dust. And this is down sort of Nigeria, West Africa, and they have Antiquitech on their huts, but it's a little bit more what you'd expect. You've got a Cyclops there. So all over these things you've got bloody freaks of nature again. Messing with the gene pool, like it says in Genesis. Which we'll get into later. Look at these. I should have put some Mozart on to go with these. And the active eagle. The wings open because his charge is open. They're bringing the technology with them. These white dudes out in the Pacific. They got the tech. They're the controllers, you see. So unusual. And the fleur-de-lis pointing down. Stunning, aren't they? Anyway, this is going to be a 2-hour video. Nobody's going to watch that. So does Africa. South Africa's got fairy tale castles and deciduous trees. And we also got deciduous trees up in Africa, which means they lose their leaves in winter, which means that shouldn't happen. Not in that climate. So the climate was different, the maps are different. There's mountain ranges, it's green. These are old world maps. They're lying about the date. I don't know what they're doing yet and why we're seeing them now, of all times. Okay, so look at the Red Sea. Now, it's 8 o'clock, I need to be getting on. So, psychic guess, I'll be asking you now, and I'll be giving you the answer now. Okay? What was in that box? So, deciduous trees in the Red Sea where it should be desert. So why is there deciduous trees in Europe? Maybe they're just guessing how it would have looked and they're not being there. Who knows? Nowhere seems to be desert in the entire world at this period. Everything's green with deciduous trees and lush. You get the Emperor Tartaria on here as well. It's really old. So. Persian Gulf also. Where's the desert? Why is it green? Why has it got deciduous trees where Mecca is, guys? Any idea? Newer forgotten technologies, atmospheric electricity, Sylphs getting on the atmospheric. So that's awesome. So I'll be watching that later. Oh, they hate me. So anyway, let's move on. So now I'm going to hand you this book, but I can't really go through it because of the time aspect, but it's a juicy one. I'll pass it to you, and if anyone wants to help in going through loads of stuff, that would be absolutely epic. I hope I'm not talking too quick. Oh, what happened there? Sorry. I just switched over, don't worry. So, I got too many windows open, but I don't want to lose anything. So this is absolutely stunning. So everyone stop commenting on my stuff. So you know Piranesi, the artist, which I go on about constantly on my channel. Well, this is another one, right? Hello, Giovanni, which paints. Now this is what you engraves his visit to Rome, right? Now check this out, guys. What he sees. He goes with a little group of men, okay, and they're in every image. The city is completely empty. The city looks like a great culture, which is all gone now, which you've never seen the likes of in your life, and everywhere, deep, deep, deep in mud. Sure you're not. So this artist, and you'll see a little load of wolves and one person, or lions, but you do not see a populace. So the Colosseum, before it had his buttress in the 1700s, apparently old and inundated. So what you see, guys, right, is this group of people and no population, but check this civilization out. Now, I'm going to run through them because it's everything. You even see the bunkers and you see all windows and doors halfway covered in mud. Nobody's been there since the event. Sweet catch. So the same group of men, huge, huge things, megaliths or whatever they are, left from an event. Now the grass has grown back, no trees just yet, so I'm presuming. So there's the Constantine Arch with grass, a few little trees, and here's this group of men, couple there, and it's that deep. It's that deep in mud. But it gets crazier. This massive architecture, this one group of people, and in every image, but no more. That's another the other arch, and the city's certainly there, but everything is smashed, a ruin, and deep in mud. Nothing else but mud. And I haven't seen a lot of these ruins. I'll show you now. They're just huge. So they've just come in, this group of men, as far as I can see. They're carrying something, and Antiquitech, Twin Towers, something happening there, I don't know, and an obelisk, which is supposed to be Egypt. Quite big trees. So let me just zip through, because you're going to see now there are a lot of places, well, all of it is inundated, but this civilization is just too huge. Something seriously wrong with that. Let me hit it. I've shown it before. I can't believe that's just wasted away through entropy over 2,000 years, what they say. So that's not there today, I'm sure of it. And the old world. St Mary's Masonry, it says, or something. St Mary's. Antiquitech. And this, imagine walking through that. I've been to Rome, twice, but guys, imagine walking through a civilization with no people about, and it's just this big, huge doors, not for humans. There's no use putting them that big. All of it, look at it. Just mad. More people, the same group though, so I'm just going to squeeze through and you'll see everything swimming in mud. So I should have put some Beethoven on. I'm really into my Beethoven at the moment. Don't know what that is. Looks like some sort of underground installation, some crazy arch like I've never seen buried in mud. And the pyramid that is certainly there today somewhere in Parna, Rome. Is a smaller one, but it's smashed and overgrown there. This civilization is huge, and we've seen that it's buried up to these, but some alterations there. And the Tiber, no populace except that small group. Wow. So the waterfalls are still going. So where's the populace except for this small group of people? Check it out. Look at these windows down here, people. They're still there, still half buried. It's crazy. Move on. Right. So I hope you're all happy chatting away. They have raised gardens as well, because you can't grow them further down because of the mud. I'll be linking this up, so I hope you are all enjoying Flat Earth British vlog. If you're new to my channel, look at that. Some Michelangelo or something fort, that is. So a huge don't know what with lines on it, which I can only presume is plastering at some stage. Oh, there's another controller in the clouds with a sword. Missed that earlier. So beautiful nevertheless. And there's something really strange turns up in a minute anyway on these depictions. Some strange woman up in the architecture. Anything else other than mud? It looks like it's all been underwater to me, people. For quite some time. And the water's receded. The buildings have been touched up slightly. Only a bit. Well, the mud's still there. Still covered in the windows. And still covered in the doors. Except for that one there, look at that. But it's down below ground level. So this is ground level, and you're looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stairs down to the door, where the ground is up here. If that's not a mud flood, I don't know what is. Okay. What about that? That looks quite muddy, doesn't it? anything other than mud coming through and water that would deposit masonry and stone, let me know what you think. I didn't realise that the Tiber flooded once or twice, but it doesn't do devastation like that. That's like a huge tsunami and a flood. Or something else. So, what's on the roof of that in the old world? With wires coming off of it. Antiquity. Some sort of weird window there. So we move on because of time. So I take it this is going to be another 2-hour vlog. So if you have been patient enough to watch to the end and see all the mind-blowingness going down, I do appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Make sure to subscribe though, please. So I suppose that's a Parthenon. Been in there. One door in. Yeah, that's it. And there's tunnels underneath it, and there's an image which, as you can see, I've never seen of this. So the mud floods happened, everything is deep down. This building seems to be not on any street level, and this is subterranean. This is underground. This is down below this building. Some sort of mapped catacombs. Maybe where the survivors of this went, eh? Windows half buried. Arches. The tops of the windows that are the same as the ones above, by the way. So it just goes on. Every single one is showing you exactly the same. A massive civilization half buried and smashed, just all overgrown, and a group of people going in. What do you think deposits these huge stones? What could do that? Yeah, water. That's right. What about her? The faceless woman with a black cape on this. On the wall. It's weird, isn't it? So imagine walking through this though, people, and seeing this. It's none of it's there really today, not like this. I've been to the Forum and other places. Spanish Steps, Colosseum, you know, all the usual sites, but where all that's hidden. Huge civilization, covered in boulders, inundated in mud. Just all grown back, just exactly the same as Piranesi shows. And this is one of his contemporaries. Okay, get the picture? Okay, so that was our past. Okay, not 2,000 years ago. Recently. Right, we're coming up to my images of the day, and I've got to get on because it's 8:15, and I won't be able to find time to upload it or get it out today. This I need help with. It's in French, but it is the urban sanitation water supply of Paris. This could be handy in helping us find out about Versailles and some of the anomalies that was put out there by conspiracy artists concerning toilets in antiquity. Could somebody help me out and read this? And in French, please, and tell me what it says. Is there any anomalies? When did the toilets? Why haven't they got toilets? That sort of thing. Thanks, I will link it up. Awesome. And I linked these in my last video, but I didn't look at any of them. We're not going to now because of time. But I will link them. There's another photographic collection with 523 postcards of France and its coast. But guys, I should have looked on. The mud flooders are exquisite. The architecture, the colour. Absolutely outstanding. But I've got to go through my images of the day and cut out right now. But you can see some colour as well, as you can see, which are very, very beautiful. So look at that, a Feast of Joan. Looks like they've built a dragon. Cool. So I'll be linking them up anyway, people, so do enjoy them. As I said, they are very, very sweet photographs. Some of them are Edwardian, some of them are earlier. We've got colour ones. Colour means they've been altered, admittedly, but I think a lot of them are. They are changing history for some unusual reason. So Leon reliefs are absolutely brilliant for decoding. Marseille. And an abundance of mud flooders. So do enjoy that, people. I wish I had more time. Let's have a look at that. Is that a colour? Can't see front. Very sweet. Enjoy them. I can. We'll have the film festival. Another happens. Yeah. So beautiful, beautiful photographs. Look at that. Restaurant della Riserva and some strange pagoda and a boat built on a rock. Wow, that's nuts. Who the hell built that? Is it there today? Oh, it's not good. I'm coming to the end of my video. So, I'll link it up. You're not going to miss anything. So, this has been 2 hour long. God, I can talk. I got a lot to bring out, but as I said, this weekend, greatest story never told. Look forward to that. Please do subscribe. You do not want to miss that seminal moment. So, I've done a collection of videos, pictures for today, talking about all the subjects, or in pictorial form, of all the subjects we talk about. Is it possible that there was a parasitical invasion in the past? Was it of the consciousness and the mind? Or was it a literal opening of some sort of wormhole or dimensional gate where all of these nasty critters fly down and mess with us? Because they're all over these depictions on this medieval church in France. Okay? As you can see. And serpents coming out. So it was the serpents. And this knight, who's in what? People? Chainmail. It is all allegory, I think, for electromagnetic weaponry. Look at this guy biting the top of his head. He's grabbing onto a pan pipe really tightly, this demon. And he's feeding some kid something. And feeding this into a monster. But the knight is being dragged down and pushed down with a pole or a fork in his back. And this is more allegorical art, which will show you that they're holding this rosette, these two controller type people, and through it is another world, and not the one you're looking at in this ring of flowers. They're showing you another reality that is not the one that we're in. It's sort of a window to another world, if you like. So I'll show you the rest of that image. This is absolutely mind-blowing, this image. I found it's not a gore, it's an early one, but this is crazy. I suppose it's a depiction of the Black Death, but what you got is just people just all lying around, and the only ones alive who seem to be immune for some really unusual reason is the vicarage, the clergy. So they don't seem to be affected. And here is another controller coming in with a weapon which would not cut anything, not even cheese, because it's all wobbly and funny, because it's an electromagnetic weapon. And these people at the time, this is how they interpret this stuff, you see. Okay. Allegorical art, fully encoded. Devices. Oh, that was a brilliant book. Let me see if I can dig that out. So these are really cool shots, and they give you the usual fasces, etc. And as you can see, an empty Roman knight suit, he's missing. They take it everywhere, and he exists exactly the same time as the canon, because the Romans apparently live in the same time as the medieval era. And everything around here is also a language coded with all technology and antiquitech devices and electromagnetic warfare devices, which is what was happening. Double fasces and all the creatures of earth. Okay, we need to move on. So as you can see, they're showing you another architecture through there. It's like a window to another world. So yeah, the vicars seem to do alright, everyone else just perishes. GB. So, good book. Great Britain? Who knows? So yeah, let me get away from these allegorical art. So this is an old woodcut German one of a giant who's walking through a town with his beer jug, and he's wanting it filled. I suppose I'll have to empty the brewery. And there's the famous door engraving, but it's on a tattoo, is it? Yeah. And the demon with serpents in his hair, the active charge, telling the knight, okay, which is the two opposing Tauruses, which is also the hourglass, time running out, reset, and there's him, all in his chainmail and armour, and his strange looking lads, because he's off to go fight with electromagnetic weapons. Somebody who is having a dream and all lizards and serpents are coming in the room. This one's awake and she's taken a man with a sword. And a giant frog as well. And a demon. So why is it serpents, people? Why is it serpents? Because it's allegory for the electrical charge. Well, I believe. Or they could exist in some sort of state. Okay? As in a lizard state. Excuse me, I went to shit then. So I got a mixture of architecture. This was passed to me, and it's not really sure, but it's a cinema now, but it was an old world. So only about 5 minutes more left, people. We got some good stuff to show you though, if it just be bloody behave. Okay, and then I gotta go and join my son. So this is a fairy circle, which is apparently a load of circles. They play music, these fairy creatures, and then you go through into another dimension. I think this is a map of High Brazil, because High Brazil was a small island or 2 islands populated by a wizard, or just one guy, not a wizard, just a sage, and it was populated by just bunny rabbits, as was Island. Had loads of rabbits on it, not just rabbits. So High Brazil, I believe that is a map of, which is an island that's not there anymore. So that's that one with the UFO. It's being zapped with a medieval depiction with the UFO in it, which I believe to be something completely different. The frog again. So we've busted the B code. I think we know what the B code means. The B looks exactly like the Taurus, by the way, or our model. Can't imagine, do not know. I think we looked at that the last time. We did. And this again, Lilith. So she's in the Garden of Eden, and the tree, and the snake is around it, so it's an active charge. And there's Lilith, and she's got a serpent all the way around her, an active charge. Is the female an allegory for something else in this story? I think so. So this is further along on that depiction. The demons are there biting the heads, and you've got an angel with wings active. This club with this demon. So we're talking technology. Don't know, apparently this existed, but it's 4 or 5 creatures, including a man, all in one. And medieval battles on the fields of Agincourt, which never had a castle, by the way. Not sure, it's too small. Excuse me, and let me get this image. It was mind-blowing. If I could just get it to go bigger. And it's called Breaking the Net, or Breaking the Web. And this lady's in this web and she's breaking it, and this man outside is spinning more at her, sort of like the Matrix. And there's your modern day chainmail, used for electromagnetic protection. Look at this falling from the sky. On chains, an orb with an electrical discharge in an inundated world. Sheep. And he's pointing at it. Now there's a few scenarios of what that could be, people. So that is everyone stabbing to death. Excuse me. A unicorn. Did they hunt him to extinction? You see that? I know it's a bit blurred, but they're stabbing to death a unicorn. And this for America I thought was very unusual. Same old controller tech and language, but they're all busy strangling one another or something. Bit too blurred, I apologise for that. And a mud flood pick. I've screenshot this on one of these books that I collect, and they are literally digging the mud out of an inundated world right there. You see? Make it a bit smaller and you'll see the full picture. Excuse me. There. See, it's all mud all with there, all over everything, and they're digging it out and releasing stuff from the mud. Excuse me. This Matthew Hopkins Witchfinder General. So apparently they go around the medieval or the 1600s collecting people, dunking women in water, and if they drown, they're a witch. If they don't drown, if they drown, they're not a witch. Fair. Note that they're doing work on the church in the background, so it's just being built. You've got a king that looks like he's like from the first millennium. And what about this creature, guys, on the statue? What about this creature? Can you see him? Oh, can I bring him down? Because I know my head's in the way. This creature here, excuse me, is a lizard, and he's on a statue. So were they here? Because they're eradicating them. I'll see it again, sorry. See? And I've seen that type of lizard creature a lot, and he seems to be alive. What about this? A little guy and a big priest, and he's saying like that beacon. So it's either a really small child or a very, very big priest. I know. And there's the authentic chainmail for electromagnetic protection. This guy is a cyclops. He's got a face and he's another dog head. And we got a Bellini as well. So loads of medieval cryptids. Sea snakes, giant lizards, and they eat ships. So like the Kraken. So there's that image again, the fuller version. Demons, says there. Demonus. So it's a bit of a strange depiction to have on a French church, but there you go. And attacks from the sky, like Stuka bombers with arrows. So everyone's dying. So is it something else that they can understand coming from the sky? This will throw you guys. What are you looking at there? Okay, it's the Americans, and they're marching, aren't they? So where are they marching through? Well, let's see if we can find out. Oh, excuse me again. It's Russian. They got Russian on there, and the people are Russian. Why are the Americans marching through Russia? Actually, it's the visit in 1918, the last year of the First World War. The Americans visit Vladivostok and just tour the town. But as you can see, it's that same old architecture in Vladivostok on the east coast of the Pacific. Mind, in Russia, you've got the same as what looks like Chicago and the Americans. So that could throw you, couldn't it? What are the Americans doing in Russia? So this is a picture of photograph in the 1800s of the Great Wall of China, before the Chinese tourist board got their hands on it and made a load of money on it. It's all overgrown rubbish. So another pan-devilly person. Again, I'm in a lot of depictions. I want to get up to the end. This is supposed to be, I know it's going to spin the wrong way. In England, I can give you the book, Antiquities of England, and what they're doing is going around all these churches. This is Dunstable Priory, which I've covered on my vlogs before, completely inundated in mud, and they're lifting up the slabs and stuff and checking it out. So this is post-event. You can't argue there's not all mud outside. You can't say that's not what's happened. Okay. Out of Noah's Ark. Okay. And a strange sigil, which I found. It's got the Twin Towers on it as well. Strange dodo type creature he's walking on, and he's got the wings again. So the active charge on a strange sigil for I think that was the Roman Emperor Constantine. I might be wrong. And this is the Nuremberger event with electromagnetic swords, which they play with, which spark and look really cool. Now, we covered them on my last vlog. That's my lot. I'm out of here. Whew. What do you reckon, guys? Is there a lot of mind-blowing stuff for one little vlog? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? So we've covered knights on the battlefield. We're using electromagnetic weaponry. The sword, as I've explained on The Greatest Story Never Told, is not a melee weapon for thumping or cutting with. Okay, it's something completely different. Everything harps back to a greater technology. Did you get it? That's including the orb, the scepter, maces, ceremonial maces. Pretty much everything that the established use as a symbol is not a symbol. It harps back to a greater time. The answer to the psychic question would be sorted while I'm there with you. And we looked at a CIA document from their library stating that they use electromagnetic vibrational qualities to alter our consciousness, which I knew already, and most of you do too. If you didn't, you certainly do now. And I've introduced you to Tartaria, in case you never knew anything about it. Yeah, they were the greatest empire ever was, and not Great Britain. Who knew? And we looked at picks of the day, a load of maps, and a load besides. So has that been okay? Okay, right. I'm back this weekend. Greatest story never told, number 10, and it's going to blow your socks off. Okay, look forward to that. It'll be another seminal flat earth British moment for you all, and a lot more besides. So that's 2 hours. I'm going. Wave goodbye to all flat earth British. Okay. If you need me, send stuff, want to help, want to be a part of this unbelievable roller coaster ride, adventure of a lifetime, get involved, change your life, make something of your life. Let's be awesome, all of us together, yeah? Get in on it. I'm here to help, and I'd be happy to as well. Peace and love. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.